Willkommen.
Welcome.
Bienvenue.
Willkommen.
Welcome to the MindGrapes Podcast.
Hey, MindGrapes Nation. Welcome to episode 10 of the MindGrapes Podcast, the big 1-0. I am Clark Cave, and as normal, I am joined by my wife, Taylor Cave,
Hello.
and Trent Reese.
And a special guest.
And a special
Two special guests, actually. Baby Carson and Moses. You can't see him.
Yeah,
on the
Moses
floor.
just off screen.
We'll put him in some photos online, so definitely check our social media. So before we get started, if you're new to this podcast, we typically like to start off with a song. And Trent, if you want to just sing,
What would you like to hear my rendition of?
anything Celine Dion in your highest falsetto.
Okay.
Or Selena. Either one.
Selena, I like that. Oh, okay. So we don't.
Just kidding.
We're not doing
Although
a song
that
today.
probably would gain a lot of viewers.
Seriously.
I wouldn't watch it. Ooh.
My heart will. Okay. Next time, I'll be prepared. I'll do the song next time. You obviously didn't come prepared to
I
this.
did not prepare for it, no.
But okay. So in MindGrapes fashion, we are going to ask what's on your MindGrapes. If you haven't downloaded the MindGrapes app, please go to the Apple App Store and do that. It makes it a lot easier to follow along with this podcast. But this is a podcast where we chat about what you're actually watching, what we call What's on Your MindGrapes, to see what you're binging right now, because there's so much amazing content in the streaming universe right now that it's very easy to miss things, and it's very easy to start a series and then just forget you were watching the series. So that's why we exist, to help you. So let's get started without further ado. Taylor, what is on your MindGrapes?
All right. So I didn't really watch a ton this week. Taking care of a baby apparently takes a lot of your time, if you didn't know. But the show that I definitely wanted to discuss was Candy.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, Clark and I actually have been watching this one together, so he probably will chime in some too. It's based on a true story. It's about a lady. I'll read the review. Candy Montgomery is a 1980 housewife and mother who did everything right. Good husband, 2 kids, nice house, even the careful planning and execution of transgressions. But when the pressure of conformity builds within her, her actions scream for just a bit of freedom until someone tells her to shush, with deadly results. So
Ooh.
she murdered another housewife, and it kind of starts out, shows what happens, the murder, and then the plot unfolds from the very beginning. So it starts back from the very beginning.
I like that.
It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
It's not.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
this one has me hooked.
Does it?
Jessica Beal had a different. She had another series recently that was like not very good. This is a different role for her. It's very, it's uncomfortable to watch.
It is.
Are you saying the role comes naturally for Jessica Biel?
Seems like it. It does.
How do you describe this? She's like a Texas housewife. She's kind of like rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Very type A, follows the schedule. Everything's online with her family and children. Has like volleyball, plays volleyball with groups and mom groups, and gets bored with her life, and so she decides to
Have an affair.
have an affair.
Dude,
Oh.
And
it is.
it's good that leads down the rabbit hole of what
Okay.
happened and why she did what she did.
Pretty action packed. Really,
A
really
little
great
dark.
cast. The guy from Halo is in it.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, we always do this. I forget.
I know.
I should have come prepared.
Look at your
But
mind grapes.
Look at your MindGrapes. If you ever want to find the actor's name or the episode of the next series, that's going to be in our
Pablo Schreiber.
Pablo Schreiber. So he's an awesome actor in this. So it's just
Which is saying something because he was terrible in Halo.
Oh, really?
We're not going there.
he's
Yeah.
a great. No, do you remember 13 Hours?
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was a
Wow.
great one.
That was such a good movie.
Really, I recommend the show if you like biographies, anything
Uh-huh.
true, anything crime related, drama.
We're in.
It's a good one
It's
to
in that
start.
docu-series
Yeah.
genre
Docu-series.
again, which is so hot right now.
Like Something About Pam.
yeah.
But this
It's
is
very similar to that to me.
But this is way darker. There
Yes.
something about Pam had like kind of a lighter
Because
touch.
she was a little quirky.
Uh-huh.
This Jessica Biel, Candy, is darker. I mean,
Okay.
she's obviously not a great, like her exterior personality, like they said, like she has it all together, but inside she is a very dark and
Well, this one's been on my watch list, but I
Mhm.
haven't pulled the trigger because I've been watching other shows. But You guys have me excited for this
Yes.
one. And I've seen it every time I go on Hulu.
Yeah.
And I want to play it, but it's like I have like 4 shows
Yeah.
that I'm watching right now.
One day I'd just like to show clips. And like there's a clip where she says, "Oh, I'm going to hang out with a friend," and she goes to a bar with a friend because she's trying to, oh no, spread her wings, let her freak flag fly or whatever. It was very, very uncomfortable. She's she wears
She's
this
dancing by
sequin dress
herself,
in this
trying to
dive
be
bar.
like a seductress.
Yeah.
It's like that.
She's in like this sequin outfit and just really dancing. Like she's a pretty good dancer.
Yeah.
Which is like in 70s style dancing inside of like a honky tonk.
And it's like there's nobody else that's really dancing.
No,
she's
she's
trying-
the only one dancing.
She's trying to get people excited with like these toothless bearded men like drinking their beers. It's like very awkward to watch. And I almost think she doesn't understand what other people see, which is like, you're being nuts. But she does. I think that's what they try to get at. She has this fantasy land. She lives in this kind of fantasy, romantic fantasy, and that's what they play out over the series. It's really, really interesting.
That's basically it, because she reads these romance novels and she wants her life to be reflective. She's envious of the characters in the romance novels.
Which is always dangerous.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, that's
Okay,
my
so
mate.
Candy,
yeah.
huh?
I recommend that one. And then for all the other ladies out there who like the Real Housewives, I started the Real Housewives of Orange County this week. And
Is that like the original one?
I don't know if that was the
Or is
first
it a
one, but this
newer?
one's been around for a while.
Okay.
And there is one of the main characters in the show. Her house was robbed. Yeah, she was held at gunpoint. So this whole episode kind of focuses around that. Her children were at home. It hit hard for me too. Now that we have a kid, it was kind of hard to watch.
Sadly, the state of California right now.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
speaking to somebody that will be moving there next month.
They still haven't found the 2 guys.
Seriously, when was this? I don't remember seeing.
So-
This has been a while.
Is
but
Gascon not gonna prosecute, or they haven't found him probably because they're like, oh well, they won't get prosecuted, so no
No.
skin off their back.
But either way, that's the only other thing I've watched.
Real Housewives and Candy.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, however, we just started. This is what happened.
The Lost City.
The life of a parent. The Lost City of D. Is that what
It's
it's
called?
called?
The Lost
It's
City.
called The
This
Lost
is
City.
the one
Yeah.
with Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum and Brad Pitt.
And Brad Pitt.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
Because I saw the picture for it and it
It's
looked
a
like it was going to be comedy.
It's funny. It takes a lot for me to laugh out loud
Yeah.
during a movie, and I did a few times last night. Some of the stuff is stupid, but there were a couple parts. We both were laughing at one of the parts pretty
It's funny.
intensely.
It's Channing Tatum is not a comedian.
But he's so good in comedies.
Like Magic Mike.
I love
And
him
then- I
in
mean,
comedy.
he's
21
good.
Jump Street.
Oh.
It's so
Where
good.
they take that drug and then that was the best part in the movie. Yeah, I agree. I think he's great in comedies.
He's a serious actor,
Yeah.
but like he's so good in comedy.
I agree with you. And it's funny because he has this blonde wig in the beginning because he's like the character in her romance novel. Well, it's not really a romance novel. I guess it has a little bit of that in it, but
He's the writer and the star.
And he's the
just
character.
on the cover of the book.
yeah.
But everyone shows up to see him. So
On her book tour.
So they ask, like, they're doing an interview in front of a crowd of
want him
women,
to take
they're-
his shirt off.
and they ask Sandra Bullock, who's supposed to be the writer of the show, so what were you thinking about that? And then Channing Tatum kind of steals the starlight. It's like, when this book was written, we thought it's like he didn't have any.
He just stood there for a picture.
He's the cover. He's the cover guy, but it's based off a character in the book, and so there's this struggle. I guess it's not a spoiler, but there's the struggle between Sandra Bullock saying, "You are not the character in the book," even though he's kind of. Anyway, and then there's a
It's
love
funny.
romance. I don't think Channing Tatum is funny. I don't even think he's really that good of an actor. I think he's
Well-
playing someone who's trying to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people will think this is funny. He was laughing. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Maybe he's just sleep deprived, but you were cracked up about a few parts in the movie. So
There's a few different parts.
It is definitely worth watching.
Very well done.
It's on Paramount, right?
Yes,
Yes.
especially because a lot of movies made in COVID were just terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't feel like this is one of them. I mean, things are starting to get better.
Yeah.
So I would say add that to your watch list. It's definitely worth
It-
a
it-
Friday night movie night
Right.
with your wife
Okay.
or your kids. I mean, this is not like this is a good clean movie. It seems like to me.
Good,
So.
good.
it's some dumb humor, and it's good. It's like I think it's an equal opportunity. Like everyone can see like humor in this movie.
Yeah.
I think Channing Tatum, I think he does his best. And he's there's some funny bits
Don't
where
listen to Clark. He's hilarious. Anyway, so
yeah,
Give him an A for effort.
we're
maybe I'm upset because I auditioned for this.
yeah,
And
I'm
Channing Tatum.
starting to sense some jealousy here. There's some underlying jealousy.
So he's got a gorgeous washboard stomach.
Yeah.
I could have done that role too.
Right.
And I just think it's
Anyway, okay.
yeah.
The two things that I am really excited about, I'll just go ahead and say.
Go for it.
The Staircase documentary
Yes.
about the kind of wealthy, I think he was a politician, maybe, the couple in Raleigh.
Very well off.
He's an
guy.
author.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the author.
And how his wife died. What were their names?
I think he had 2 wives die from falling down staircases. Right?
Michael Peterson and Kathleen, and how they were going to investigate her death of falling down the stairs, hence the staircase.
Yeah.
He was found at the bottom of the stairs.
I watched an actual documentary on this years ago, and
Me too.
It's such a crazy story. So again, add another series to the docuseries genre.
Yes, and then Top Gun. The
Oh, yeah.
preview is fire.
Don't.
That's my two things I'm really excited about starting.
I am
seeing.
extremely, extremely excited about Top Gun because I don't know if anybody saw, but on Thursday it was the first day that all of the critic reviews started coming out for the movie, and those reviews have me hyped. It's got a 97% right now, guaranteed fresh. We're not advocating for Rotten Tomatoes because we believe that you should get your movie and streaming recommendations from grapes and not tomatoes.
Boom.
However, all that said, I am so hyped for this movie. It's been in production since like 2016, and
It was supposed to come out in 2020.
yeah, and it's just been delayed and delayed, but I think in this case that's a good thing because Tom Cruise had this vision for the movie, and I'm just really excited because it seems like he was able to execute.
Dude.
And he said like, okay, if I agree to do this sequel to Top Gun, I don't want CGI. I want real flying scenes. I want real jets. None of this is going to be CGI'd. Like, we're doing it for real. So
That's pretty awesome.
he is a jet pilot.
I did not know that, but
Yes.
I believe it.
Tom Cruise, for all, I guess,
Such a weird dude.
the Scientology,
Yeah.
I think we say he's a weird dude, but that's used very broadly.
I say that because of the whole jumping on the couch scene when he was on that daytime interview
yeah.
show.
I think
And I can't get over the tooth that's like in the middle of his face.
so bizarre.
Yeah.
Has he had that fixed yet?
I
or
don't
is
think
it-
so. No.
So yes, the tooth thing, the Scientology
The
thing,
tooth thing?
You didn't wait.
his
You
tooth,
didn't know that?
his tooth,
Yeah, one of
is like
his
right in front of his.
incisors. No, not incisors. I'm not a dentist.
don't
One of his
know.
two
But he
front
played
teeth
one on TV.
is right in the middle of his face.
I've shown
And
you
once
that
you see it,
before.
you can't unsee it.
I've not seen it.
I've shown you that.
All right,
before.
I'm gonna bring it up
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think we need to see an example of this.
So, yes, he's a pilot. He does a lot of his own stunts. Like in the Mission Impossible, where he's trying to get into a C-130 and he gets strapped in basically to the outside of the C-130. He does that. He flies the helicopter in one of the Mission Impossible scenes.
Okay, I see it.
This
Sorry.
guy,
Now, you're right. I can't unsee this.
Yeah, that's all you're gonna see
But
now.
he's still like a
I
really-
zoomed in way
He's
too
a
close.
nice
Really?
guy.
he's
He's also very short. I think he's
Yeah.
5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, 5'6".
Maybe.
Ish.
shorter than that. Yeah, I
Wow,
think he
okay.
has like special insoles built into his shoes, so his shoes look normal, but they're really raising him like a couple inches.
Oh man, this is a very appealing picture of him.
Oh yeah,
He had his teeth fixed at some point.
but
He's definitely got veneers.
that whole Scientology thing may be a little strange, but
Yeah.
definitely I think a lot of child actors don't turn out to be super well adjusted in the first place. But Tom Cruise is a master. He's a master of his craft. He is I would say a virtuoso when it comes to movie making because he delivers. And he's the executioner typically. He's the guy behind him. He's a producer on a lot of his shows, and he doesn't do things that are not going to add value, I should say. He's awesome. I love him. Like even some Jack Reacher, I think we could have done without it, but there's a lot of films he's done that have just been like really underrated, like The Edge of Tomorrow.
Great movie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just wrote up Bill Kirby. I just said, I don't buy movies, but I would buy that one. Anyway, so
That's all I got.
Yeah,
Gun.
I haven't been to the movies in 3 years. Most of that's because of having the kid and everything. But I think I'm going to the movies to watch Top Gun Maverick.
Too on and
dude, we
Yeah.
should do some like TikToks and like, I haven't been this excited since I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, you used to get excited for movies when you were a kid. I've not been excited for movies in years. I'm like thrilled.
Well, because this has been looming
Yes.
for years.
before we ever moved to Texas, I remember we
Yeah.
were
5,
so
6 years.
excited about this.
Uh-huh.
Like we
Yeah.
were going to go as a family. My dad was super pumped. My brother, we were going to go as a family, and then COVID happened.
Oh,
But it's here. It's finally here.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so-
this month. I'm so excited for it.
Trent,
Yeah.
so you got Top Gun on your Mind Grapes. What
Oh,
else
yeah.
you got on your Mind Grapes?
So, 2 shows that I've been watching. I'll say that I just finished Moonknight.
Yeah.
That's the Marvel series on Disney Plus. Great show. Probably my favorite Marvel series.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, as of late. It's really short. It's only like 6 episodes, 5 or 6 episodes. But great story. The what's his name? The actor in it just is great. I don't want to mess up
Alvarez?
his name. Oscar Isaac, thank you.
Oscar Isaac.
Just great in it. Great story. He executes really well between all the different accents and everything. Really hoping that there's another season of it. Outside of that, the 2 series that I've been watching in between diaper changes are We Own This City, which is on HBO. Yeah, HBO Max. Another great series. It takes a look at like kind of this corrupt department within the Baltimore police. Has a very The Wire feel to it. Very well shot. The actor in it,
I've got that one
again,
on my watch
yeah.
list.
Jon Bernthal.
I love him.
I do too. I think he's great in everything.
Yes, he's an eclectic actor if there ever was one.
But really good series so far. There's only a few episodes. I think there's 3 episodes that are currently released.
Okay.
So that's one of the shows that I'm watching every week. And then the other show that I'm watching currently is The Offer, which was one of those shows that crept up on me. I didn't hear anything about it, and then all of a sudden I saw a trailer.
Yeah.
I was watching a baseball game, and a trailer came on for it, and I'm like, that looks really
I'm
interesting.
excited about this one.
But the whole premise behind this show is it follows the entire production of arguably the best movie of all time, The Godfather. And I didn't know all of the crazy stuff that happened surrounding the making of The Godfather. But incredible series. Miles Teller is the main producer
I
in
love
it.
him.
I love Miles Teller.
And he's been in a lot of stuff recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Top Gun.
He's in Top Gun. He has a mustache.
he's Goose's son in Top Gun,
Yeah.
right? That's one of the reasons I'm so excited.
Another thing I love, like in Top Gun, which we'll just take up all our time on this. Everyone got really fit, so even that.
Just for the volleyball scene, right?
I guess.
Really?
What's that Pakistani guy's name? Who is in? I'll find it. But he's in Silicon Valley. So funny. He's the one who's like, how many views did it get? He's like, I don't do it for the views. He's like, I've done some of my own production.
Is it the guy with the really lispy voice?
Is it Danny Ramirez?
No, it's in the Eternals.
Oh.
Or he's in the Eternals.
And he's
The
in.
curly-headed guy, the blonde hair.
No, he's from Pakistan.
Oh,
Top
okay, I know
Gun?
who you're talking
Yes.
about.
Let me find the Eternals real quick. But yeah, even he got like super fit for this.
That's hilarious.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Back to The Offer. The cast is incredible. They have Dan Fogler. He plays the director, Francis Ford Coppola.
yes,
He does a great job. It's one of those shows that's slow, but it doesn't feel slow. There's a lot of action to it.
I saw a documentary. Do they play on this where they wanted to make an Italian mafia movie, but there were no Italian producers? Like that's why they had to get what's his name again?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola, because they're like, We don't. Everyone, all producers are Jews.
Yeah.
So they had to like find one Italian guy to do
Yeah,
it.
and he was he wasn't well known at the time.
Yeah.
He was more of an artsy director. And same thing, it just shows the hardship of finding the director, finding all of the actors. And it was like the executive producer of the studio, of the Paramount studio, didn't agree with Miles Teller's character about who they should choose. But shows how Miles Teller's able to navigate finding everybody. And I did not know how involved the actual mob was surrounding the series.
Oh my gosh.
This sounds really great.
Yeah, because the mob was upset at the book. They were upset at The Godfather because they thought it made Italians, the greater Italian, population, look bad. And it was at this time where the mob was trying to rebrand the mob, and they were like, the mafia doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah.
It was during that whole period.
The famous mob rebranding.
The famous mob rebranding.
I was talking about Kumail Nanjiani. That guy.
Oh yeah.
Say
Okay.
that 10 times. Oh, he's hilarious.
But
Actually, speak a little
Giovanni
Urdu.
Ribisi plays Columbo, like the mob boss in New York or whatever, and he's just he does a great job playing him. But it shows how Miles Teller is able to, create a relationship with the mob and get their approval to make this movie. Man, great show.
Dude,
I highly recommend.
I'm
You
really,
sold
really
me
pumped
on
about
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks.
And after I finish this series, I know I'm gonna have to watch all the Godfathers again.
I think. See, I never really got into Godfather. Maybe I haven't watched it in so long that I need to really go back and watch it. I probably will after this, but
I've
if
never
Miles-
watched them either.
if Miles Teller's in it, he obviously he
he's
did some
becoming a star.
really, but he's just a really, really good actor. War Dogs, one of the best. Yeah. Who's the other guy in War Dogs? Why do I
The
always?
funny guy that lost
Yeah.
a lot of weight.
Oh gosh,
He's also in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
we got to get better at learning
This
actors'
is what happens
names.
when you have an infant. It's not.
Well,
that.
I swear we only got like 5 hours of sleep last
That's what
night.
happened.
Yeah, he's in a million things.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
Thank you. Thank you.
He and Jonah Hill are like really evolving into being able to do more diverse roles.
Yeah.
And they're not, they got started with like that dumb comedy, but they have just Don't Look Up, I thought was Jonah Hill did a really, really interesting job there. And then Jonah Hill did he played this gay AA sponsor guy, like kind of gay, rich, and he lost a bunch of weight in another movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Just a role that you would never think Jonah Hill would play. Knocked it out of the park.
I don't think I saw that one.
He's so good. It's the one where Joaquin Phoenix is a paraplegic.
I don't remember.
So
I don't either.
anyway,
You're gonna have to post it on MindGrapes.
Yeah.
oh,
Share it to us.
I haven't. It's like I have like a fifth of the movie left
I
to
know.
finish, and I just get stopped.
You know who else is in the offer that I think is a great actress?
Who?
Juno Temple. She was in. She's been in. She just plays a great character in every show that she's been in. She was in Ted Lasso.
Oh,
I loved her
Ted
character
Lasso.
in Ted
Oh, yeah.
Lasso. She's the blonde girl.
Yeah, we know her.
But she's really great in this show
Oh,
too.
I really liked her in that in Ted Lasso.
Yeah, she plays like the same type of character
Okay.
in The Offer. Just very likable,
Yeah.
extremely intelligent, kind of the person behind the scenes that's getting crap done.
She was one of my favorite roles. Like I think the first role I remember her in was Year One. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's
Where
like
she was
the
just
caveman.
the pretty girl. It's like
Who's else is it? It's not Paul Rudd.
no, it's Jack Black and
Yeah.
Jack Black and the skinny guy.
I didn't watch Year One.
You did.
It was
You
ridiculous.
watched it with me.
Oh,
and
that one just it didn't stand out to me. Obviously, then.
hold on, I'm trying to figure out the other Jonah Hill one, but so the skinny guy whose name I will find in 2 seconds was like, it's like, how does she not know I exist? It's like, well, there's a lot of reasons. It's like, no, there's like 60 people in this village. How does she not know that I exist? Because he's a male gatherer. So Michael Cera.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Anyway,
He's kind of disappeared off the face of the planet.
we just
He
saw
was
him.
in Life and Beth.
We just saw him in Life
Oh,
in Bed.
okay. Maybe it's just like I haven't seen him in anything recently.
Well, the last question we have to ask.
Yeah. So how much time? How are we on time?
We're at 25 minutes right now.
Okay, we're at 25. I'm gonna.
I know that's G-Day's favorite part of the podcast is when we do the time check.
Yes.
So that was for you, G-Day.
So I'm still looking for this one. Maybe I'll just slice some up. In the comment section, if you can, I guess I'm not going to find it. In the comment section, if you tell us whether this is too long or too slow or too boring, just let us know. So I'm just going to hit, since we've hit mainly what I was interested in, I think I'm just going to hit
thunder.
Yeah, I think we're sharing basically everything. The only thing that there's one thing I'm watching right now called Shining Girls, and that has Elizabeth Moss in it, who is also, I just found out, a Scientologist. It's
amazing.
A very time loopy, very strange. I don't really completely fully understand what's going on, and I'm about 3 seasons in.
3 episodes in.
3 episodes in. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's bizarre.
Some girl is attacked, and there's a guy who can kind of move through time. That's the best explanation.
Did you throw this in the time loop?
Multiple women. Like, he's attacking and killing multiple women. She is the only victim that got away.
It is.
So,
and
she travels through time as well.
It just recently.
It seems like that.
Oh my
anyway.
gosh.
It's confusing. This is one that it's hard to watch for the child if you have children. If you have a lot of time to sit down and really focus.
You really have to focus.
It's not something that you can really, you can't miss anything in this series.
You really have to focus.
So just wait about 15 years.
Yeah.
So I'll hit.
It's going to be a while before I watch this one.
The Real World. The Real World has started to do these reunion shows. Did you ever watch The Real World growing up?
It was like 5 years ahead of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, that's what we watched. We watched it on MTV.
You're really old. I've never even heard of that show.
Okay, right. So with Beavis and Butthead. So that was basically.
I did watch Beavis and Butthead.
You don't remember? You don't.
I'm kidding.
But this is what we grew up on, and I remember meeting a cast member of the second Real World he was like a country singer, and he lived in Kentucky, and I was in a Kentucky mall for some reason, and he passed, and I was like, "Hey!" I was like 9 or something. Anyway, they've started to do these reunion shows where they bring the season back and they put these people in the same house again for a week or two. It is, some of them have done really well. Others have, like, it's kind of sad to look with where their life has gone.
Yeah.
But the season 3 or whatever that we're watching, there's a couple of, it's smoke, or it's like up in smoke with woke. I guess that's my phrase. It's just like, oh, God.
Like in your face.
Like, it's just
that's
like,
all
come on.
they talk about.
And just like, check your privilege and all that stuff. It's like, it's like, oh, you don't have to go in that direction all the time.
Yeah.
With everything, So
it's not worth watching.
No, it's not worth watching.
But not even because of that. It's just.
It is boring. It's fun to watch 20-year-olds do that when you're young. It's not fun to watch it when you're an adult.
I don't even remember any of these people.
Yeah. So, and the next one is Operation Mincemeat, which I think has been out for a while.
That, yeah. I didn't watch it. I just saw. I added it to my watch list.
I want to. We're definitely going to watch that. I think
it's got pretty good reviews.
Yeah, my dad and my uncle and my sister-in-law Darden, if she's watching, she watched that and hit me up on MindGrapes about that. And the last one is the Big Conn, because the fraudsters and hucksters.
Yep.
The biographies about these people, I can't get enough of it. And the Big Conn is about a guy named, I think he's a politician in Kentucky named Eric Conn around 2009, who defrauded the government for like $500 million. So
that one looks good.
I always love seeing people who would do this come to justice, because it's
kind of crazy they can actually get away with something like that. It makes it super interesting.
So much of this is happening right now.
Things that I just can't say. Like
especially with the COVID relief.
I had a business, and my business, we decided we are not going to charge it's medical practices. I said, we're not going to charge our medical practices during COVID. We're just going to take the hit. We're going to do, And I could have gone to the government and gotten a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I could have gotten just basically free money, but I was like, you know what? We're going to make a sacrifice. And now I see that everyone else, like, we don't live in the nation where, Cinderella Man, the guy who took a little bit of money and said, once he made it back, he went and took it back to the treasury or whatever of the state. We don't live in that anymore.
No.
So that just, it bums me out.
But that's why inflation's also at 8.5% right now.
This is true. But I think there's a lot of other.
One of the reasons why.
Oh, definitely. When you print too much money, thank you so much for making us 10% poorer. Whatever. Okay, so excited about that. But I love seeing people who defraud the government get brought to justice. Even though the wheel of justice turns very, very slow.
Yeah.
At least when it does, it's good because people shouldn't defraud the government and take other people's taxpayer money. So without further ado, I think that's all we got.
That's all we got. I added a bunch of movies and shows to my watch list this week, so thank you guys.
Okay, and thank
For
you.
your
Carson's
contributions.
excited. She had to give her
Yeah,
little...
she is.
If you're still with us, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.